There. My default microphone setting got changed somehow. What? What's up, guys? Thank you for letting me know. I didn't even notice it wasn't running. Okay. Let's see. Let me just double check, do it once over here. Okay. Yeah, it's about... Oh, you just listen to Afro Man? I was about to color some comics, and then I got high. Not much, man. Just another night writing some note for Thursday's D&D game. Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, that sounds good. Cool. All right, let's let me take a look at the inks real quick by themselves. All right. Just want to make sure. And then boom. Yeah. All right, I'll call this one done. What's up, guys? What's up, Frog G? What's up, Edwin the Ace? Man, Axel's all fucked up. He all messed up. All right. Mark that one off as done. And then let's take a look at this one. Yeah, probably should work on that one. Let's see. I also have that one. I kind of want to work on this one, actually. All right. We're still kind of flatting this one a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. It'll work out just fine. It was a good day. Check my mail. It had a Gemini mailer in it. Oh, snap. What'd you get? What came, whose book came in? Let's see. All right, let's hit these gems here. Oh, 9 devils. Oh, okay. Let's get that lasso. Make sure it's that. Okay, boom. All right. All right. We'll probably make that all part of the gem. That's like debris and shit. All kinds of debris always. It's one thing Odie draws a shit ton of debris, man. Tons and tons of debris. Always. He's the debris master. Alright. And then this gem here. Yeah, I'll include that part. I think I need to change the tip on my pen. It's starting to not click at certain angles because it's getting wedged. These Wacom pens, once their tip starts wearing down, they stop wanting to click at certain angles because you can't press it in. Okay. And now we need to get Balvor's mouth. And we'll just go across the teeth and everything, and we'll add the white into the teeth after. I think that's probably gonna need to be gum, yeah? looks like undersided lip to me. It looks like spit. All right, let's go up here. Let's grab that. All right. Let's see. What part of the lip? I spent half my time just looking at Odie's work on what the fuck line is that connected to? Guy from Red Bank, what's up, man? Welcome. All right, we're gonna cut in like that. It's fine. All right, let's just bucket that shit. Man, that's really pink. What the fuck? Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, that is right. I guess it only looks that way because it's hitting the teeth and everything. Busy, busy, busy. Right on, right on. Good problem to have. Excellent problem to have. Busy is profitable. All right, so let's hit these teeth now. We're gonna have to get in closer. Dude, guys. I had a moment the other day. I had a moment that I think every man goes through. I think every man goes through at some point in their life. They realize that they ain't a superhero. It was a tough blow to my psyche. It hit me pretty hard. You know what I mean? I found out I wasn't a superhero. The way I found out was kind of gradual over time. Realized they're out of sauerkraut. Nah, Wooster, man, I got plenty of kraut. Nah, so check this shit out. So lately, I noticed that when I'm looking at my screen, I'm noticing that I'm having to back up off it. If I get in here too close, it gets blurry and shit. And I'm like, oh no. The one part about my whole body that functioned absolutely perfect besides my, you know what I mean, was my eyes. And so my wife made an appointment to go see the optometrist. And, oh, hey, we got more people in here. We got, I said what up to Wilbur for Wooster and Smiling Bandito. What's up? Felix Haas, best mod in Comicsgate. What's up? What's up, everybody? Here, I'll give you a little something special. I'll give you one of these. Welcome. Appreciate you. So my wife made an appointment for me to go to the optometrist. And I'm like, God damn it. What's up, Changus? So I go to the optometrist. And see, I've always had really good vision. Not just good vision, really good vision. So back in my 20s, I went to I guess it was an optometrist, and they measured my eyes, and I have 20/15 vision. I guess that means stuff that's 20 feet away looks like it's 15 feet away. I guess that's how it works. I think that's how it was explained to me or whatever, but I had really good vision back then. And so, like I said, lately I've been noticing my faraway vision's perfect. It's just like when I look at something real close, it gets blurry. The closer it gets, I can't focus on it anymore. And I'm like, shit, I'm getting old. So, optometrist lady, she goes, all right. She goes, did all the tests, looked in my eyes, did all the things, you know what I mean? Did a little puff of air, and you're like, oh, fuck. Checked my peripheral vision, which I have excellent peripheral vision. She's like, well, good news. You have exponentially better vision than most people your age. And I'm like, bitch, did you just call me old? Did you just like backhanded call me old? Like low key, just like, you're old. What do you expect? You're still good. Don't worry about it. You being an old man and all this stuff. And I'm like, girl, did you just call me old? You're not the only one that isn't a superhero. Oh yeah, dude. But yeah. So we went through the whole thing. She looked in my eye and stuff. Luckily, they didn't have to dilate my eyes. I guess she was able to see all the way back to my optic nerve. She's like, everything looks good. Got no infections in there. Everything looks healthy. All the tissue looks vibrant. Everything looks good. She's like, you do have a tiny bit of astigmatism. I'm like, what? I've heard that before. What does that mean? She's like, it just means instead of your eyeball being round, it's a little bit misshapen. So, you know, okay, fine. So I guess I have a tiny bit of astigmatism in my eye. I've got badass, amazing, long distance vision, but now my close-up vision's going to shit. So very soon, a new feature on stream will be a very humbled, glassed face. Around here we call that testicle eye. Yeah, dude. I got really short hairs right around my eyelid. Those ain't eyelashes. Those are ball hairs. You know what I mean? Nah, but so pretty soon, I'll be rocking some glasses. So check me out. So, oh, you got astigmatism too? So, in light of all that, I'm like, you know what? God damn it! If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it good. I'm like, what? Okay, so what can I get? What are my options? Tell me what's up. What are my options? She's like, well, are you in front of the computer a lot? I'm like, I'm a graphic designer and a comic book artist. She's like, oh, okay, and a gamer. Oh, okay, all right. Well, you definitely need the blue light filter, right? And I'm like, sounds like marketing to me. So she's like, no, it's a coating that blocks blue light from illuminated screens. You might notice that your eyes get fatigued, and you might get headaches and stuff like that. Maybe you don't get them so much now, but it's coming. And I'm like, oh man, that's another year old joke, isn't it? So I said, all right, let's talk about that. So basically, I didn't go all out. I didn't spend a lot of money on frames. I just got some cheap little, super flexible titanium. You know what I mean? You gonna check those out? Yeah. So, dude, the salesperson was helping me pick out my frames. She trying to upsell me like crazy. She's like, oh, well, these are really nice. Check these ones out. She hands me these, they're like blue handles with like titanium sides and like dark brown frames. I'm like, what kind of fucking Frankenstein Rambo shit is this? And she's like, oh, well, these are Versace. And I'm like, no, I don't need Versace frames. Come on, get the fuck out of here. And so, you didn't get your my Buddy Holly glasses? No, I considered it. But I don't like a lot of shit on my face. You know what I mean? Like I'll wear like yellow lens. So, Woody, I wear like sighting glasses while I drive, crisp yellow lenses. The same ones you'd wear at the range and shit. I wear them for when I drive. But I don't know. She tried to get me some Calvin Kleins and some Versace, and she's like, oh, these are DKNY, and I'm like, don't y'all just got like lenses that hold, or frames that hold lenses that I'm just not gonna bend up? So she's like, yeah, right over here. So she gave me these ones, and I'm like, yeah, these are cool. She's like, and a cool feature of these is they don't break. And she like took the middle and like bent them like almost all the way in half. She's like, and you could bend them and nothing happened. I'm like, damn, looks like they were gonna break, but they didn't. So I'm like, all right, I'll take those. So I ended up getting I ended up getting HD lenses, anti-glare treatment with blue light filter, and for reading correction. So look for that very soon. 10 business days because of COVID. So it'd be about 10 business days. And then I'll be rocking some. You got those one of those wireframes? Not quite. They're thin, but they're titanium. She showed me another pair that like they were frameless glasses. It's just two stems that like bolt onto the lenses themselves. There's no frames. Everything's bolted to I don't know if it's glued to the lens or what. But I was like, that's a little too weird. Nah, just give me some frames. So I got not the cheapest frames I could find, but you know, I guess they're just average frames. I don't really care. I just don't want to break them. You know what I mean? I'm not a klutz or anything, but I've never had glasses before, so I don't know how what's gonna happen to them. If I'm gonna set them down and sit on them or whatever. I just wanted to make sure that I had something resilient. And you know, like a chump, I got the protection plan. You know, she's like, if you lose them, or like you're on a boat and they fall into the water or whatever, you know, just come back. We'll let us know. We'll get you another pair. So I'm all right. It's like $30 for a year protection. I'm like, I really don't know what to expect. So, all right. Threatened my workers by telling them I'd get contacts just to mess with them. Dude, like my wife was like, so do you think you're gonna want to get contact lenses? And I'm like, girl, I am not gonna touch my eye. You'd be outside your mind. You think I'm gonna touch my own eye? That ain't happening. So there's no fucking way. They gauge your wallet with glasses. Oh yeah. Yeah, for real, right? So I was just like, you know, I wanted to spend the money on the tech, not on the frame. I feel the same. I tried them and I hated it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I ain't trying to touch my own eye, dude. No way. So, especially because I know a lot of people who've gotten contact lenses and they end up making their eyes worse because they forget to take the lenses or they forget to take the contacts out and they get an eye infection and shit. Like, you can go blind from that stuff. Like, no thank you. No thank you, man. Apart from touching your own fucking eyes, dude. No, no way. Not doing that. No way am I doing that. So yeah, in the coming week or so, I'll have touching the eye isn't bad. Dude, fuck that, man. I can't even get my finger near my eye. It's like I do that, I'm like, I mean, I can, when I close it, I can rub my eye, you know, no problem. But like with my eye open, being like, fuck you. Actually, they straight up told me my eyes were so bad I would need hard contact lenses. Oh shit. So you would need like glasses that like popped onto your eyeball. Shit, dude. That's no joke. Mr. Magoo. Yeah, Mr. Magoo contact lenses. Had contacts before, so I know they don't bother me too much. Had to stop wearing them when I worked at a chemical factory. Oh yeah. Why not laser surgery? For me? I mean, shit, my eyes are just barely getting bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I see perfect. Like I can see crystal clear. And it's just whenever I look really, really close, that's the only time it even goes a little bit blurry. But I've noticed it, and I've noticed it more and more. But I'll tell you, man, I don't know. It's, you know, this getting old shit. It's for the birds, man. It sucks. You want LASIK? I ain't having no laser touch my eye. Yeah, man. I meant the guy that did the hard contact. Oh, okay. You're talking about Changus. You know what's funny too is whenever she asked me, she's like, "So when was the last time you had an eye exam?" I was like, "My 20s." She's like, "Oh, okay. It's been a while." And I'm like, "Yeah, girl, did you just call me old again?" She's like throwing these jabs at me, dude. I'm like, you're like the most skilled roaster of all time. You called me old 3 different times without calling me old. That's skill. That's bedside manner is what that is. So so when she said, "All right, so when you do you remember like how that went?" I'm like, "It went perfect. As a matter of fact, the doctor said I had 2015 vision." And she's like, "Oh, they said you had 2015? Well, let's just check that." So I'm like, "Okay." So she put the thing in front of my face, and I put my chin on the little chin rest, and she's like, "Okay, this is the 2015 one." So read the bottom line. I'm like, CXOPEY or whatever. And she's like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, you have 2015 vision." It's like she didn't believe me or something. You know what I mean? But the one up close, I was like, I could read it, but it was like the letters were streaking. They're like kind of vibrating a little bit because it was like blue in the background with like white and a little bit of yellow tint and black letters. So everything's like going in front of my eyes, and I'm like, fuck, I think. So I out of 5 letters, I got 4 of them right. I think it was a G, and I said it was an O or some shit like that. I couldn't see the little thingy. That's what she said. No, she didn't. She doesn't say shit like that. She's like, "Put that thing away. That's a deadly weapon. You better get that shit registered. You're gonna go to jail." So anyway, yeah. So that's incoming for me. Very soon, I will be a lensed Scotsman. Very soon. It sucks. I was hoping to get some glasses faster than that. You know what I mean? I was like, man, 10 business days. She's like, yeah, because of COVID, like things are slower. And I'm like, yeah, but 10 business days. It's a long time just to wait for glasses. Holy shit. What if I actually like really needed them? What would you do then? You'd be waiting 10 business days. All right. I guess that's the final answer. I'm like rolling up 20s. I'm like, there's nothing that can like, I don't know, maybe make those glasses appear, say 3 business days? She's like, no. She didn't really do that. This is a story I'm telling. It's not really true. But anyway, so yeah. So I can't wait. Hopefully that helps. I haven't really been getting headaches or anything, but she said that's probably next. The fucking mask get in the way at all when you tested your eyes? Not really. I mean, I was wearing one of those masks that kind of like, I don't know, because I have a beard. It doesn't really wrap under my chin very well, so I don't know. I think the whole mask thing's bullshit personally, but I'm in the minority apparently. Seems like fucking horse shit to me. Cause you know, people that I'm not saying it doesn't do anything, but I'm saying people who work in like infectious disease labs and any one of your friends who are veterans who went through their mop suit training will tell you, yeah, when you're trying to like not breathe shit in, you have to wear like a mop suit and a breather. But it's good to keep you from spitting on other people, apparently. That's about it. Or them spitting on you. Whatever. MCU 2P is great. I have a lot of faith in that. I don't think I... Wait. I don't think I... Did I ever color his nose out? I think I just shade it. I don't think I paint it differently. Okay. Let's flip this over here. Yeah, no, it's the same tint. All right. Okay. Nuclear fallout. Right? That's the thing, man. That shit's scary, dude. Alright, let's see. Use this for eye whites. And bing bong boom. Yo, what's up, Micah? What's up, Micah? I'm just hoping that once they get in, they won't fuck with me too bad, you know what I mean? Like, I'll get used to them real quick and, like, you know, it is what it is. Because I've never had to wear anything like that before, so hopefully it's not a big deal. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. All right. Oh. I think that's teeth, actually. Yeah. All right. Now we need Phyllis's we need his hair blue. Hair blue. Okay. I think we'll just cut it right there. And we'll grab that little piece right there. After when I'm finished with Rambo, I'm going to show this to you boy Zach, someone I know, and post it on Twitter. Nice. Hello, wonderful people. Will be coloring stuff myself. Nice. I'm trying to say it in Carla's voice, only, you know, not, I'm failing at it. See, I don't really speak Spanish, Carla. I could speak Portuguese at you, but that's it. Oh, you know, boa noite. Boa noite, Carla. Como vai? Eu gosto. What little Portuguese I've learned is from Sepultura. Ooh. That means I'm hungry. You're like, no, it's eu quero comer. I'm Portuguese? No, not at all. I'm Scottish American. I am ginger motherfucking white boy. But I did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for about 6.5 years. And we had a Brazilian competition team that would come to our school all the time. And I became really good friends with all those guys. So in order, I fell in love with the sound of Portuguese. It's one of the most beautiful languages on the planet. And because it's like if French and Spanish had a little language baby, and 9 months later out came a language, and it was Portuguese. It's beautiful. You have to fight my husband in jiu-jitsu? Nice. I'm only a blue belt, but I'm I can hold my own. I have my techniques that I like to use. Yeah, jiu-jitsu is amazing. I had so much fun. Coming from a taekwondo background, man, striking just sucks. You know what I mean? Like, you can never go really hard. I mean, you don't want to hurt your friends and your classmates, land a roundhouse kick in somebody's ribs. You put them on the ground, you know what I mean? You can't really train super hard. But jiu-jitsu, as long as you don't, if you catch somebody in an arm lock or a shoulder or wrist lock or something, as long as you don't tweak it really quick, ain't nobody gonna get hurt, man. You can go as hard as you want. Essentially, as hard as you want. So, I really enjoyed it. Plus, I'll tell you what, there's nothing more exhilarating than catching one of your friends in a choke that they can't get out of, and watching them struggle to seems like you like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu more than Taekwondo. Well, so yes, the thing is when I was in my teens, I was all Taekwondo'd out, right? I was like, dude, TKD all the way, man. I was so into Taekwondo. And, I mean, this was back in the early 90s, okay? Oh, and you're Korean, too. Ooh, that's sad. Sad stuff. Annyeong Hashimika, Genghis Khan. So, the funny thing was, right around that time was when the first UFC fights were coming out. UFC 1. And then I got to watch Royce Gracie take all these big badass dudes down and either arm lock them or choke them. Multiple people a night. Every UFC that came out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? I didn't know what jiu-jitsu was. I thought Taekwondo was the baddest shit ever. Everybody thought their martial art was the best back then, you know? And so, you know, I left my teens, got into my early 20s. In my mid-20s, I met my wife. Well, mid to late 20s. I met my wife, and she was learning Yoshinkan Aikido. And so, you know, I was a big fan of Steven Seagal, and I've always been into samurai stuff. I've always been into Bushido. I've always been into Japanese culture. And so I'm like, you know, she was already kind of established out of school, so I was like, well, shit, I'll try it out. So I tried out Aikido, and you know, it's one of those arts where it has its practicalities. Would it be effective against anyone or everyone? No. Steven Seagal is not BS. He is not BS. Changus, I know you might think that, but he is not. He is not. Aikido techniques, when mastered, this is the key thing. This is a very important nuance I'm saying here. Aikido, when mastered, is absolutely fucking devastating. You will go for a ride you never expected before. Because Aikido, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu are all splinterings from Aikijutsu. Aikijutsu is unarmed samurai combat. When a samurai would lose their blade and they had to go hand to hand, they used Aikijutsu. And essentially, it's all those things combined. Wrist locks, throws, different grappling maneuvers, on the ground combat. But it was warfare. It wasn't like I'm going to throw you and you're going to get back up. No, it was meant to break their arm and break their back or break their neck when they went down. You know what I mean? It was meant to end with a tanto being stabbed into their neck or into their chest and that kind of shit. But obviously, you can't train that. BRB? All right. Oh, BRB, LOL? So yeah. But regarding Steven Seagal, his style of Aikido is called Osaka Tenshin. Osaka Tenshin is very rough. It's a very rough style to learn. And he does, one of his signature moves is something called Chokosen Irimenage, which is essentially it's a clothesline, right? The Chokosen Irimenage. And he ends up with, like, you'll see, like, he hits you right across up and into the throat, and you end up, your feet fly up and you end up on the middle of your shoulder blades. But see, here's one of the reasons Joe Rogan would disagree. Well, you know, people are free. See, that's the beauty about this. People are free to disagree about martial arts. There are some Aikido techniques that are used in law enforcement. Absolutely. See, that's a good point you bring up. My style of Aikido, Yoshinkan was used by Gozo Shiota, my school's master sensei. He taught the Tokyo Riot Police Aikido techniques because they're not allowed to carry guns. They don't really carry weapons. They use Aikido to restrain people. And so John always tells me the most realistic and useful one is Krav Maga. So we'll see that if you're taking just on its devastating power, Krav Maga was developed by the Israelis, and they don't have time to fuck around, right? They're getting stabbed at. They're getting knives drawn on them. They're getting ambushed. You know what I'm saying? So they basically, Krav Maga, I believe, I don't know if the origin comes from Jeet Kune Do, but there's a lot of the same attack vectors, a lot of the same attack movements. Krav Maga's hand speed and hand attacks look very similar to Wing Chun, but in the way that Bruce Lee assimilated Wing Chun into Jeet Kune Do. It's very similar in rapid hand attacks, that kind of stuff. But the hand trapping and disarming lot of that looks exactly like Jeet Kune Do, the way that Bruce Lee developed that system. But Krav Maga is a system that is designed to keep you alive because you're being ambushed by people who want to kill you. So the Israelis don't fuck around. So yeah, your husband is right. I would have to say, if I were to rank certain martial arts, probably the most devastating striking art is Muay Thai. Like without question. Muay Thai roundhouse kicks break bones. They break and shatter bones. When a proper Thai roundhouse kick is thrown, you get hit in the ribs, your ribs are going to split. You know what I mean? And it's the way that they drag their hip before they throw the roundhouse kick. It's a different technique than a Taekwondo kick, which Taekwondo roundhouse kicks are very powerful, but they're very fast. They have a lot of power, but the power is, or the effectiveness is not necessarily in their impact. It's more in their succession, right? In Taekwondo, you throw a lot of rapid roundhouse kicks that lead into other kicks. Low roundhouse kick, high roundhouse kick, switching stances, another roundhouse kick, into spinning roundhouse kick, into back spinning hook kick. You know what I mean? You throw combinations of kicks. It's meant to be devastating. If you ever watched a Taekwondo tournament, you'll see a lot of really fast roundhouse kicks, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And then someone will do an axe kick or a stretching kick or a spinning hook kick or something like that out of those. What's up, Bogdan? We're just running our mouths talking about martial arts here. So, you know. But now, see, nowadays, Muay Thai, yeah, Muay Thai is fucking devastating. You get hit by a Thai kick, it's rough business, dude. There's no eye over here. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go like this. I'm just going to glow. Then I'm going to trim. Let's see, with black here. We'll switch that to normal mode. Let's make my brush smaller. Yeah, Muay Thai is no joke. When you see like Buakaw, there's a famous Thai fighter named Buakaw, or Sanchai. These two guys, they're fucking ridiculous. I don't think that's an eye, but it's about where the eye should be. Doesn't look like an eyeball that's open. So I'm just gonna glow it as if there is one there. I'm just gonna call it an eye, but not an eye, but just like the glow of an eye. I think it needs to be more glow. All right. American boxing is no joke, but people like to underrate it all the time. Not my favorite, but hard to deny Mike Tyson among the countless others. Completely agree. Woody, completely agree, man. The science behind American boxing. Bruce Lee studied American boxing, like vigorously studied it. He incorporated American boxing into Jeet Kune Do because of its devastating power. Because, you know, the whole point of Jeet Kune Do was, you know, the translation is the way of the intercepting fist, right? Learn boxing range, kicking range, hand trapping range, grappling range, all those things. And so the footwork, he was enamored with the footwork behind boxing. It wasn't necessarily the striking. It was more the footwork and how the footwork interacted with the striking. Because you can see the most effective boxers aren't necessarily the ones that can punch the hardest. It's the ones that incorporate their footwork to put themselves in an attack vector where that punch will be most effective. Right? So he was enamored with that. He loved the footwork of American boxing. And I believe actually he either trained with I think he trained with Muhammad Ali a little bit. Was it Muhammad Ali? Or was it Mike Tyson? He was already dead before Mike Tyson was. Yeah, it must have been Muhammad Ali. I know he palled around with a couple famous boxers. I think it was Muhammad Ali. But I think the reason people sleep on American boxing, Woody, is because everybody's got a context nowadays of MMA. Everything MMA all the time. MMA's everywhere. You know what I mean? So everything is MMA. And we know it exists now. So everybody's like, oh yeah, well, a boxer doesn't have to worry about getting single-legged. You know what I mean? Like you go like, yeah, Floyd Mayweather is one of the baddest boxers that ever lived, but when he's getting attacked, he can clamshell and bend down and they can't hit him in the back of the head. So he can like weather a storm, you know what I mean? He could do his little defense, you know, sway out of the way of punches, bend over in half, and you know, he can't be struck because you can't hit in the back or the back of the head. So you take Floyd Mayweather and put him in an MMA match. Floyd Mayweather, unless he knocks somebody the fuck out on their way in, he's on the ground and he is useless at that point. Mayweather's defense is all in his footwork and his ability to dodge and position his torso and his head to where he can't be hit. He's hard to hit because of that. Head movement, foot movement, torso. When you're in an MMA fight, you ain't got all that. I mean, you got it while you're standing, but the second you hit that canvas, it's a whole other ball game. Hey, welcome back, guy. So, Kimbo Slice. Well, Kimbo Slice, I mean, he was a whole other entity, huh? Floyd's style would never translate well to MMA. Yeah, heavy footwork. Yep. Yeah, Kimbo was a whole other type of animal, man. That guy was a crazy mofo. Let's see, I want to do it that way. I think I want to use a different brush. Which brush do I want to use? I think I'll try this one out. Not the best MMA guy, but a big heart and a badass in a street fight. Oh yeah, for sure. Let's see, it's 30%. Yeah. Kimbo would have loved bare knuckle. Oh, dude, yeah. Lay in this base color here. I'm gonna have to double up the effects channel on this. Yeah, I'm gonna need to double this up. Too thick. Yo, what's up, Rich? How's it going, buddy? Ooh, hello. Okay, we're just gonna do that, huh? I moved away from a haymaker so fast it skinned my face, created a burn. Damn. He was lucky, man. Yeah, hell yeah, it sounds like it. That's gonna take a minute. That's gonna take a minute. Man, I have to trace ink over all this shit. We're gonna need to make it a little thicker than the line so it gets a little halo on it. Since it's energy, it shouldn't be equal. It should be kind of weaving back and forth on that line. So energy is not, it's not perfect. We're gonna need to glow it. That's the thing about getting hit or cut by a punch or elbow. It burns. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, depending on where you get hit and whether or not you were bracing for it, like if it was a blind shot where, you know, you dodged one punch and you got hit with another, or you threw a punch and you got countered, that should ring, like, it buzzes you. That's why when I see guys that like have a really good chin, they take some shots in rapid succession and they're still standing. Like a guy like Robbie Lawler, somebody who's got a really nasty chin. Like you're just like, how the fuck is this guy still standing? It's crazy shit. Because the mind is a weird thing. when you receive that impact on your skull, and like you get hit, boom, and like your brain inside your brain case kind of stays where it's at, and your head goes back. Your brain inside the skull hits the front of your forehead on the inside, and it rattles you, and then it goes dink, and it hits as it's going backwards, boom, because of inertia, and then you whip backwards, and then as you come back forward, your brain catches up with it, hits the back of your skull, and then hits the front of your skull again. It goes bing, 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 like inside of your fucking brain, inside of your skull. So like, you know, that's why when guys get tagged really hard, it like, you know, it makes you see stars and shit. But usually most knockouts are not from straight punches, because you know the crown of your head is really dense. It'll ring your bell, but it won't. Most straight punches don't knock you out. What really knocks you out is whenever a cross or a hook hits your chin and turns your head. For some reason, there's a I think it hits the vagal nerve. I think the vagal nerve is actually in your neck, but like something about the mandible where it interacts with here, it like turns your brain off. It like reboots you. It's like Control-Alt-Delete. When you get hit like that, it turns your head. Control-Alt-Delete. That's why some guys go to sleep. They get slept right on that one hit. It's a physiology thing. It's not necessarily power or strength or anything like that. It's precision of where it lands. Right on. That's why they call it the button. You hit right on the button and put you out. It's like some guys, you'll see them just getting tagged. Like, boom, nose shot. Fucking orbital bone. Boom, fucking forehead. As soon as that jaw hit, fucking birds start flying around their skull. And their eyes turn into little X's, tongues out to the side. Yeah, it's no joke. So, but that's why I like jiu-jitsu. Papa Bear ain't trying to get punched no more, you know what I mean? Like, guys want to fight with me? It's cool, man. It's cool. Let's go to the ground. I'll fight you on the ground. I'll fight you off my back. I'll put you to fucking sleep with your own t-shirt. See, that's one thing, dude. Whenever you're messing with somebody who's never grappled before. Somebody who's just like somebody likes to brawl and shit. They get you on the ground. And then they try to muscle you. They don't realize that they're putting their hand on the ground flat, ready just to be trapped. Then just be scooped over and Kimura. The surprise in certain people's face when they get caught in a Kimura that they weren't expecting, it's priceless. Usually that would happen to like tough guy students and like new guys that were like, I want to try jiu-jitsu. They'd come to class and you know, a professor would be like, all right, you roll with him, and be like, hey, go easy on him, he's new. And so, you know, you get a guy who's like real strong, get in there, trying to muscle you and stuff, and you're just kind of like, you got him in your guard, he doesn't really know what to do, you're just kind of protecting your neck just in case he happens to, you know, get squirrely. And then he puts his hand on your chest to like kind of push down or something, and you trap his wrist. And he's like trying to get it out, and before you know it, he's put his other arm in a certain place where he could just slide his elbow over, and then boom, he's in an arm lock. I've done that. I've done that so many times with like guys who come. Even with COVID, I still can't box or kickbox till my damn shoulder heals. Oh shit, dude. Partial meniscus tear? Damn, dude, the partial? You never want to hear the words tear and shoulder together in the same sentence. It's not those aren't words you want to hear together. Come on, energy. Energy. Oh, shit's gonna take a while. I can't move my arm at specific angles. Dude, that's so... been there, dude. Oh, yeah? Not your first one, huh? It's like, it's not my first shoulder rodeo there, bucko. Maybe I should consider learning Taekwondo again. Honestly, Chengus, I mean, if it's not, unless it's for fitness, I wouldn't bother. I mean, you know, I have a black belt in Taekwondo, and honestly, there's probably 3 Taekwondo techniques that I would ever use. And literally involves like low roundhouse kick, maybe to a hook kick, but like the grappling isn't as effective as jiu-jitsu. Hand striking isn't as effective as other arts. Honestly, if you want to learn something effective, I would say, well, yeah, that's rough on you. I was gonna suggest judo, but then, you know, judo is rough, dude, because you got to get thrown as much as you throw other people, and the higher your rank goes, the more you're getting thrown, because you're going to be training with the under students and letting them throw you. So the higher you get in there, the more you get tossed around. And I mean, if you're light and in shape and stuff, that's no big deal. But one of the most effective fighting systems for all situations that you can possibly get yourself into is judo. More so than anything else. Hey, what's up, Mario? How you doing? And the reason I say that is because judoka don't get into striking matches. They don't really need to go to the ground, right? But a really good judoka, if he gets his hands on you, you're gonna go for a ride. You're gonna be airborne pretty soon. and you're going to be on the ground. And the funny thing is about most people, when they get tossed on their head and their whole body weight crashes on top of them, they don't want to fight anymore. Just vibing. Nice, nice. Well, this is a vibe and chill stream, dude. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. We were just talking about martial arts and, you know, all this other stuff. I just open up with a spinning back fist and hope for the best. Nice. That's a power move. That's a power move. That's a, I forget, is that Pat Miletich? I forget who, there's one one professional MMA training school where the key to their whole system is always be first. So like, you know, shit's gonna go down and you're just like, all right, back fist, bam. You miss, you're gonna be going probably onto the ground. Is it Miletich? Yeah, I thought it was Pat Miletich. It's like be first. Whatever you do, just be first. And we'll trim all that off of the mask there. Because I'm not really painting with color. I am just painting with white on this mask, and this red glow set to screen mode is showing up. Let's see about linear dodge. Optimus Deadpool. Hello, folks. First time in nigh 24 hours the room isn't spinning. Optimus, have you been sick, brother? Have you not been feeling well? You didn't get the beer bug, did you? I don't think dizziness is the beer bug symptom. Or did you just drink yourself into that situation? You drank yourself into that situation, didn't you? Had vertigo episode. Oh, shit. Damn, son. Vertigo. That's no joke. All right. That's very uninteresting rendering right there. Rendering those, because you see how much work I've done and very little energy. So let's just go ahead and render some skin or some fur. Make it fun. All right, let me get a sample of Balvor's fur, which is, I blame Micah. It's somehow his fault. Oh, poor Micah. To read Goddess mode. Oh, that Micah Curtis, he's always stirring the pot. That man's crazy. He's over there like, you know that guy Kwanzaa? Shoot, I'll tell a better story about black people than like Ta-Nehisi Coates. Oh, yeah, but Micah, you know what I mean? It's part of your character, brother. It's part of your persona. Just embrace it. Shit, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? And I think that's what you said. Everything's my fault. I'm kind of used to it. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at our light source. And I woke up to look at my clock, and it was moving left, and I was like, "That's not right." Damn, everything was spinning. Oh shit, that's so messed up, dude. Let's see. We got energy signature. It's not really casting a light. We got a little bit of glare in the front, telling me my light is here. Good upward lighting. It's kind of coming forward. All right, we'll just proceed like that. Okay, so we got to get a soft round. We got a soft round. We got to get a lasso with anti-alias. Boom, we have one of those. Okay, let's see. Let's set our brush to multiply. Oh, do we want to multiply first? Yeah, we'll multiply first. Just a tiny bit. All right. A little piece like that. And a piece like that. Could probably take tiny piece like that. All right. What the fuck am I listening to? Get out of here with that. All right. Get a soft round brush. What are we at here? Fully soft. 100%. It's too dark. It's too much value. All right. We want to go like 30% multiply. All right. Add a little bit of value. Make our brush bigger. All right, let's grow that selection just a little tiny bit. We're going to add in that part. Put a little spike right like that. Let's connect these pieces. That'll be in shadow a little bit. Hello. Like that. Could probably take underside of the claw there. Like that. Yeah, I think that works. All right, let's add a little piece here. Bitch. Finish that out like that. Grow a little piece like this. All right, let's give it a little bit of value swipes there. Just a little bit of tone. All right, we're gonna grab this part, subtract. Too big. I think I want to add some more to this. All right. We'll go down to like 20. We'll give it a little bit of shape. All right. Now we're going to switch this to screen mode. And first, take a ovular selection like that. And we'll put a little specular highlight right like that. I do want a little tiny highlight right there. Same idea. And we'll put a little specular highlight right there. Okay. There's a little piece missing. All right. Week's almost half over, boyos. We're almost there again. Almost there again. Quickly get food. Right on, man. Hey, take your time. Take your time. Enjoy your food. Enjoy your food, brother. Don't eat too fast. Not good for you. Do a little tiny piece right here. All right, looks like we got a little tiny pin light there almost. All right, so we got a ridge right where the tendon pops up. Yo, Scotsman, thoughts on Shadowlands removing the bonus roll? Seems like a good change if they are adding weekly chests to raids. Optimus, you know, I've been kind of watching. I'm about to do this weekend. I'm going to conduct my officer meeting with my officers in my guild, and I've got some plans for the next raid, the next expansion. But to your point, you know, I don't like the way loot is currently, right? I don't think anybody does. Like, loot just feels like it's everywhere, but it's all useless. And it loses its value really quick. And the amount of loot you could get from Mythic Plus really quick as an alternative gearing path, I mean, it's cool and all, but it just didn't feel really rewarding. Well, with that new system, without bonus rolls, and based on how much you play the game, increases the amount of choices of loot every week. You get a legit choice for loot that will actually hopefully benefit you. The idea behind that is fantastic. I think about that. All the people that I know that are constantly getting a piece of gear from the raid and they're like, oh, well, who wants this hunk of shit? You know what I mean? Like, it's depressing, man. It's fucking terrible. It sucks. And so if you raid, if you do your Mythic Plus, you know, you do all the various activities, it rewards you with multiple choices of gear in your chest at the end of the week or on reset. And your likelihood of getting a useful piece of gear is exponentially greater than the shit we've got right now. Even though it is only one piece of gear, you are guaranteed, essentially, probably without fail, to get a piece of loot that is going to be useful to you. I saw one post saying, oh no, not the bonus roll. Now I can't be disappointed twice. Yeah, that is facts. That is accurate. That is accurate. So I have high hopes for the weekly loot chest. I have high hopes for that shit. It sounds like it's going to be a dynamite system that's going to reward players who are actually active, who are doing a breadth of a range of activities, which I think is cool. Because I mean, you know, I'm not a PvPer. I don't really. I mean, it's fun whenever, you know, everybody gets together and we go and do some arenas or we do a battleground together or something like that. I don't mind it, but I don't run a PvP guild. I run a raiding guild for a reason, because I like raiding and I like to surround myself with people and players that like to raid. So that's not to say that, you know, PvPers aren't welcome in my guild, I would have anybody in there. But now there's like a legit reason to, I don't know, to do some other things. So I don't know. I think it's a good system. Sounds good to me. I'm pretty excited for it. I'm not excited for the idea of the Covenant lockout and shit. I think that's, I don't know why Blizzard gets this fucking hair up their ass where they think that everything needs friction and it needs to be difficult to make. You got to make these choices and you got to be stuck to them and stuff. Like, yeah, I get it. You want to make it mean something, but here's the thing: if you have all these different covenants you can pick from, and you, based on the numbers, because you're a mythic raider, you pick the fucking Bastion, and then, 3 months into the expansion, you nerf the shit out of the way that ability works with your class, and now you're benched in your raid guild. What the fuck? Because they do that. They nerf shit to the ground. Sometimes stuff's really good for a few months, and then people complain, oh, this is doing too much damage, like PvPers. I can't kill brewmasters. You need to nerf X, Y, or Z. It's not fair. And this shit just happens. Back in my day, PvP could be fun, like Terran Mill versus South Shore. Yeah, dude. That's actually been resurrected a little bit in both versions of the game. In classic WoW, it's going on. Like, you can go to Terran Mill and it's happening. Like, on certain servers, it's more robust than others, but and they have a PvP event on all servers. You can queue into Terran Mill versus South Shore, and you like queue into, it's like a battleground, only you're there in Terran Mill. You know what I mean? You're instanced, but you're there. I have a feeling the Covenant choices thing will change in the next content patch. I haven't seen anyone like the way the switch happens and the different abilities. Yeah, they're talking about having it have a, instead of a cost, remember the Azerite gear? And here I thought it was nerdy for being Super Robot Wars. Listen, I'm a guild leader tryhard Andy when it comes to WoW, man. So the way that to your point regarding, swapping covenants and stuff, there's been a lot of people complaining like, yeah, this is, you're locking us into a decision that may be good for a week and then it may suck after that. Hey ho, what's up, man? What's up, Maddie? How you doing, buddy? So all right, let's render this head here. All right, so we got some glows from the eyeballs, but we're gonna not ignore them for now. We're going to we're gonna respect the light source. I was in a Neverwinter guild when I played that hit all builds and Theorycraft dungeon runs from the devs. Bragging gets things nerfed ASAP. Bragging gets things nerfed, and people bitching and complaining gets things nerfed. That isn't part of the selection, is it? It isn't. F anyone that hates on Brewmaster. Been a Brewmaster since Pandaland. Same here. Monk brother, right here. Right here. I've been a Brewmaster since Pandaria. Yeah. I love Brewmaster Monk. It is the best tank in the game. People will argue about that, but there's a reason why Brewmasters always get nerfed. Because we scale better than any other tank. What race? I'm a Tauren. I'm Horde. I'm a Tauren Brewmaster. And there's a reason why I picked Tauren. Pandaren, where you get that double food buff. You get that double food buff, which is sick. I played Tauren because Taurens get a stamina buff and a versatility buff. which is good for tanking. Plus, your racial ability, War Stomp, gives you a 2-second or second and a half disorient stun or whatever. So, you got your Spear Hand Strike, you got your Leg Sweep, and you have your War Stomp. So you got 3 ways to interrupt things. So with the stamina buff and the versatility and the War Stomp, it makes Tauren make one of the best tanks. I'll stick with my bear tank. Your Brewmaster is nice and all, but I'm fluffy. So Frog G, did you play during Legion? Were you able to get the Werebear Mage Tower appearance for your Berry Boo? To make him look like a werebear, like where he walks on his knuckles. You seen that before? Or he doesn't walk on his knuckles. I could not get through the Mage Tower. Oh, rip. It was rough, man. It was rough. CDP Red made the Cyberpunk game shorter because a lot of people thought a lot of people that bought Witcher 3 did not complete the game. I hate when devs adjust. Samir, you are so right. You are so right. You are so right. Having people complain about a class being too powerful and they can't kill it, or they feel like it's doing too much damage, or it's not fair. It's so frustrating. I know exactly what you mean. By the way, Samir, now that you're here, Samir, why are you not coming on Colorist Gavin collab on Sunday mornings? I know you're Pakistan, right? You're on, or India or Pakistan. You're on the other side of the planet from me, right? It's probably in the middle of your light, your night or something. If you can, I'd love to have you on there. So, I haven't decided what this weekend's show is going to be. I've got some ideas. I'll figure it out before Friday, what it's going to be. But yeah, I've been trying to get all the colorists on. I was 1% from getting Werebear. Oh my God, that's... Did you not have the loofahs? Is that the problem? Do you remember that? I was overburdened with work. I will try to make it now. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you can, it's not a... I don't want you to I don't want you to create a problem for yourself. If you can make it, it'd be cool. I want as many colorists in CG to come on that I can have on, because I want everybody to get to know anyone and everybody who colors in CG, and I want all the colors to get to know each other. You know what I mean? I think this is all valuable. But Optimus, you said you were 1% away from getting the Werebear. Is it because you didn't have the Lufa legendary, or was it some other reason? Because that was this week on Colorist Gavin collab, where to hide when Micah Curtis shouts "No Simpy." Yeah. So just in case you didn't know, there was a legendary item that I think Frog G, you said you couldn't get through the Mage Tower. Yeah, I didn't have the right legendaries, so I did the best I could. Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, who played WoW or whatever, or doesn't, there was a legendary item. There was a legendary item called the Loofahs, the Loofah bracers, right? It was a leather bracer that increased the size and radius and damage of your Thrash, which was, you're playing a bear tank, and when you do your Thrash ability, it would spin around you, and it would do this AoE around you, right? This claw swipe. And with the Lufa legendary bracers, it increased the radius of that and the damage by a significant amount, like a ridiculous amount. And during that specific fight, there was crap on the ground that if you stood in it, you would get a stacking debuff that made you take more damage. You would take damage from it and take more damage from all the guy's abilities you were fighting. So you didn't want it to get above 6 or 7 stacks. Guy from Red Bank says, I'm hitting the hay. Take care, everyone. Guy, take one of those with you. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for coming in, bud. Have a good night. Have a good sleep. So having the loofahs, it decreased the difficulty on that challenge, on that class challenge, exponentially. I prefer the sword of 1,000 truths. That way, when someone is untruthful, the sword cries out, "Motherfucker, you lie!" And you're like, "Ha, liar." For you cannot lie to the wielder of the sword of 1,000 truths. I can see through all falsehoods. I'll just ad-libbing my own chapter to the story. For the legend tells of a sword, a famous blade, one that can detect falsehoods and the mistruths of men. When uttered in its presence, the sword would vibrate and glow like the sun. And its wielder could say, "Nay, you've in fact lied to me." That's what I'm saying. But Micah, according to some MSM journalists, we're not allowed to watch cartoons after age 12 because all cartoons are for kids. Yeah. Except for the fact that the history of comic books and cartoons they were made for adults. They were political cartoons. Turn of the century. That was one of the ways that some of the earliest political speech was amalgamated into print, was through cartoons. Man, the Gundam has brought out the No Fun Brigade. The No Fun Brigade. Everybody Sean Bean splaining at you. One does not simply watch cartoons at any age. Oh, son of a bitch. Matt Walsh called it the biggest waste of money ever, so Obama paying off Iran wasn't a big waste, as big of a waste. I'm going to say something kind of mean. But Matt Walsh, in my opinion, if there were ever a human being that was the embodiment of having their head up their own ass, I think that would, if you look that up in the dictionary, I think Matt Walsh's picture would be there. I think it would be there. You know what's crazy? And I can't even believe I would admit this out loud. You know which lefty I kind of like? And it's not because I disagree fervently and emphatically with almost every word that comes out of his mouth that's in expression towards his beliefs and all that. But when he goes after people, he's telling the truth. Jimmy Dore, left-leaning comedian, that guy goes hard. And you know, he speaks the truth about real issues. The thing is, he's just wrong about the conclusion. But like when he goes after, you know, politicians and stuff, he's being honest. He's done some like reviews of shit that when like Tucker Carlson had some people on, and he's like, why the fuck is it that you got Tucker Carlson telling the truth? He's straight up just like, you know, like calling it straight, man. Like I like him too since he left the Turk. Yeah, dude, the Young Turks, insufferable horseshit. Cenk Uygur is a steaming pile of dog shit. Of course, fuck that guy. And Anna Kasparian, literally one of the most disgusting human beings on the planet. Literally just fucking nauseating. He's much more sensible and tolerable than most. Makes me not give up on all of them. Exactly. Like I said, I don't agree with literally 1/10 of what comes out of his fucking mouth. But when he's calling bullshit on something, especially in something that someone on the left is doing or saying, he tells it straight. I mean, he disagrees with people on the right. A hardcore disagrees with them. But that's because he's coming from a different place, right? He's coming from the left side of shit, you know, which I happen to think is generally wrong. But when it comes to being honest about shit, like not like when you see the media just making excuses for people you know that are lying or fucking being dishonest, he's not one of those guys. Let's see. Speaking of Gundam, I'm building the perfect grade Granddaddy kit. Got pumped seeing full-size moving one. Oh, yeah. I saw that shit, too. Let's see. I will never forget when Alex Jones Superman posed on Chick. Yeah, at the it was like Politicon or whatever. He came behind the scenes at he came behind the scenes on their, was it the DNC? I thought it was the Politicon. Dude, fucking Alex Jones, total Chad move, right? It was the DMs. Oh my god, that ramps up the Chad like by 1,000. Dude, you gotta have some major stones to go in there and fuck with somebody at the DNC, dude. You know, they kill people. I mean, ask about Seth Rich. What happened to Seth Rich? You know, granted, I mean, he leaked some emails to WikiLeaks, but still, he didn't need to die. Those people, man, they'll dirt nap you. You cross Killary, dude. She will dirt nap your ass. Oh yeah, Ron Brown. Yeah, I remember Crowder raided the Young Turks convention dressed up as Cenk. He was all sweaty. He's like, oh, it was all greasy and shit. Like, oh fuck yeah. Looking through New Type HQ are all master grade kits. Oh, you're talking to Rich. Jones is like Door, only has some of it right, but calls it all out. Yeah, see, this is the thing about Alex Jones, right? He's clearly playing a character veiled in the truth, veiled in a character, veiled in the truth. It's multi-layered. So, you know, the crazy part about Alex Jones is much of what he says turns out to be fucking true on some level. Not everything. There's definitely some conspiracies, but like that whole the famous quote, "They're turning the frogs gay." That whole thing. Well, that was a hyperbolic rant based on I disagree with no, but there was a chemical that was being dumped into the water that was causing the amphibians in that waterway to become hermaphroditic. They were growing both sex organs. And he was, through hyperbole, saying it's turning the frogs gay. But that's what he was talking about. And it was true. It's a true story. It's real. It actually happened. I always love the meme of multiple Alex Jones walking down an alleyway with the words, "You picked the wrong neighborhood." Yes. That's one thing, dude, when he went on, remember when he went on Piers Morgan and he's like, "If you try to take our guns, 1776 will rise again." I was like, damn. Got me all excited. I don't know. He's an entertainer. But like I said, he's an entertainer playing a character wrapped in the truth, wrapped in a character, wrapped in the truth. So it's multiple layers of truth and conspiracy and performance art. Just he's the unfortunate thing is he bought into some conspiracies that, I don't know, at the time, man, I was kind of concerned about as well. I mean, just looking at what the facts that were out. I mean, there's a lot of weird shit. The main thing was Sandy Hook, you know what I mean? Like I don't know what to think about that whole incident. I wasn't there. I don't know anybody who lost anybody there. But it's undeniable that when they start showing some of the people that died there that day, that a lot of the faces of the teachers that were there on site are the same pictures of people who died in other mass shootings. This is an undeniable thing. Unless they're very similar looking. And then you start hearing about crisis actors, and you're like, what the fuck is a crisis actor? Then you start doing a little research, and you're like, oh my God, I'm in a rabbit hole. I got to get the fuck out of here because I'm going to start questioning all of my existence here in a minute. So I just stay the fuck away from those types of things because they're too deep. They're too charged up, and you don't want to make a mistake and be wrong about, people losing loved ones. That's not going to end well for you. And it hasn't for Alex Jones. I mean, he got bounced off of every single platform that he was on. So it's just best not to go there. The one where the father of the kid was laughing before he thought he was on camera, then instantly turned. You're doing it to me, Optimus. You're doing it to me. That's exactly the one that I had in my mind. Because I go, I'm a dad. And if I lost my boy, I would be a fucking wreck. I would never smile again. I would never laugh again. I'm never gonna laugh again. Dude, George Michael style. I literally, for real, I don't know. Like, I grew up in a really weird household where, like both step parents, right? I never felt connected to my family, because divorces, back in the 80s and whatnot, a lot of divorces happened. Well, my mother divorced my father, got remarried to somebody, then they got a divorce, and I went with my stepdad. He got remarried. So I was kind of removed from feeling connected to a family, So like growing up, I didn't have the same empathetic feelings towards family members, except for my sisters, who are my actual blood relatives, right? It wasn't until I got married and started my own family and now have a wife and kids that I actually felt connected. I mean, many years later now, my stepdad and we're tight. he's absolutely my dad, and I love him. You know what I mean? But growing up with being disconnected from family life, feeling like an outsider, like it took me. That is really dark. It took me a real long time to kind of overcome that shit. So when I see a parent who just lost a kid, not just lost one, but was violently murdered in a mass shooting, how in the fuck are you smiling right now? How at all can you find it in yourself to have any joy or laugh at anything? It was illogical to me, made no sense, made me question everything. I went down that hole long ago. If you follow the money, things get dark. Rich, I agree with you. I agree with you. Tatsunami, what's up? Welcome. So, you know, all that shit's super dark. It's super dark. It just, none of it ends well. Hey, Kino Subway, what's up, buddy? We're just doing a little late night coloring here. Coloring a little bit of Balvor. We don't want that. We want screen mode. Doing a little bit of cut and grad. A little cut and grad renders. Feeling like poop, can't sleep though, so popping some more NyQuil and listening in. Oh, well, we'll just relax to the sound of my dulcet tones. Let's just let the sound of my voice help you drift. Slowly drift into sleep. Slower, slower still. Relax. Take a deep breath. Just remember, the day's already over with. The day's over. Ain't nothing gonna get you right now. Only thing you need to think about is how good it's gonna feel when you take that nice last deep breath before you slip into sleep. And how awesome that's gonna feel as your body relaxes. You know what I mean? No ASMR. It makes me unreasonably angry. Hey man, I ain't doing no ASMR. I ain't doing I ain't doing that shit. That shit's gross. No, I'm just talking, man. I'm just talking. We're just having a conversation here. You know what I'm saying? We're just having a conversation about sleep and how good sleep feels. You know what I'm saying, man? Hey, Sim is here. What's up, Sim? My boy Sim. What's up, Salmon? We're just cutting up them grads. Trust him. He healed Optimus's vertigo. Yeah, I think that happened. I think that's what happened. So right now, we're just chopping up little zones of Balvor's face. So I finished a page of Axel. You want to see a page of Axel being uber Chad? But like all toe up? Because you know how he fought Balvor. He fought this guy. Axel Foley. No, this is Axel right here. This is Axel right here. He's like a super Chad, right? He fights Balvor. Well, check this page out. Da 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 da. Mortal Kombat. So he's all fucked up. Skin's all ripped off. Check my DMs. All right. So we were experimenting with various background colors just to kind of see. This one's a little like, because his color is kind of purplish, so it's kind of like giving him like some off gassing, and I'm like, went with more of a Mortal Kombat feel. Like, he's a fighter, man. Skin's all ripped off, just looks angry. Oh yeah, that's the thing. He's like, I don't get mad. I don't get hurt. I just get mad. You know, we got some reflected light here, a little blue light coming off from a light source off stage here. Mortal Wombat. That's right. So the purple bisexual lighting. Yeah. You know, too much of anything just ain't no good for you, baby. So yeah, so he fought with the Balvor and lived. No muscle damage, yeah. Reminds you of a certain book you wrote. Yeah, he got his skin all stripped off. You know what I mean? Like, just peeled off like an orange peel. Claw marks. Deep cuts, man. Some gnarly deep cuts. So, oh, and here's what it looks like. Just the inks. So you can see Odie's already a lot of cross hatching, some ink wash and stuff to work with. So I kind of had to decide where the light sources are going to come from. I mean, obviously there's one coming from up above, but like what temperatures and colors we wanted to go with here. So, you know, he's in a boxing ring, so I ended up going with a dim spotlight with some foreground blue light coming off the side here. So anyway, that's Axel being Uber Chad, all sullen after fucking fighting with a Balvor. Fighting with this dude. And we're just doing some cut and grad here. You know, we rendered this hand. A little bit of contrast. Now I'm doing the top of the head. Adding some top-down light. I'm going to do a little bit of yellow reflected light. And there you go. Like that. Do a little band of light on top of the ear there. So I just read that Antifa and BLM are moving into residential areas of Portland, and the mayor hired an actual pimp to be a street czar. What the fuck is wrong with those people, dude? Way better with a pen display. Oh yeah. Yeah. These people, man, like, can't y'all just be normal? Yeah, they love czars, right? How about you fucking wackos just observe the rule of law and don't let people damage property? And if you're going to protest, do it peacefully as per, I don't know, the fucking Constitution. How about that, you weirdos? They know the commies killed the last czar. I guess they don't. I'll be very happy when Mike Murphy and Selena move away from all that nonsense. Yeah, that's when our friends are caught up in that shit. It's a shame. It really is a shame. We want all our people in CG to be safe. I mean, I live in crazy town USA, but I live off in the boonies. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with me. They gotta drive out into the desert and shit. Being from an ex-communist country, people should really stay away from that. That's right, Bogdan. No truer words have been spoken. That's the funny thing. All these dummies that laud communism as something great, that it just has never been done right, are really fucking stupid. How many millions of people have to be murdered by communist regimes until people figure it out? Like, hey, utopia doesn't exist. You got to work your ass off in this life. Nothing's free. Nothing is going to change. Get to work. Get to work. Figure out what you're good at and learn how to make money from it. Okay? If you're not good at anything, learn some shit. Anyone with two hands can pretty much learn how to weld. unless you got weak arms and you can't fucking lift a brazing rod and a torch. You know what I'm saying? Anyone can learn to do something. Yeah, get your grind on. It's fucking people are just lazy losers, man. A lot of people are just lazy as fuck. They want things for free all the time. How many more regimes? Not enough. Because we had how many autonomous zones and no one learned a thing? Well, right? Dude, we had an autonomous zone show up in Portland, and what was it, 3 nights after that happened, people got shot? And then a rapper became the warlord of the Chaz? It's like, what the fuck? Like, how quickly did it result back to authoritarianism? You know, it's supposed to be autonomous, supposed to be some kind of a utopia, and then boom. Oh, was that in Seattle? Oh, that was downtown Seattle? I thought it was Portland. I don't know. Whatever. All those people are fucking crazy. They all crazy. It also proved they know squat about our agriculture. Yeah, they're sticking. They're just fucking setting plants on top of grass. They just like dump some fucking potting soil and like, there's your bean plants right there. You dipshits do realize that it's gonna take, I don't know, 3-4 months before those beans are gonna pop off those leaves, and then even then, each one of those plants is gonna give you like 6 beans, right? So you guys gonna fast for 6 months and then eat 6 beans? Sounds about right. Then a homeless guy came in with a rack and took it over. Oh, a rake. Oh, right. Oh, Capitol Hill section. Oh, yeah. I grew up on a farm. Those pics made me belly laugh. Rich for real, dude. I have a garden right now out in my backyard, and certain plants produce a lot. Other plants, not so much. You want a fair amount of beans, you got to have like 200 plants to have enough beans to like harvest and can and feed you and a few family members for the winter. You have like 6 bean plants, you don't have enough to feed anyone. And it's going to take months. I voted to let them have it and barricade them in. Honestly, see, I kind of felt like it was a big Soros-funded trap. Now, hear me out on this. Think about this. The agitators, they get people to do that, right? To set up, these are paid protesters, right? To set up their autonomous zone. It's bait to see if Trump would come in and take it over and shut it down. And then that way, they could say he's a dictator. they could say he's the new mustache guy. But he didn't. He didn't take the bait. So then they're stuck with it. And now that I got all these people that are riled up and taking part in that shit. So it would be hilarious if it wasn't so freaking sad, right? So I really feel like they're trying to bait him into giving him that narrative that he's the new mustache burglar. You know what I mean? They were begging for the feds to shut it down so they could, use the, he didn't bite. He didn't bite. Even Stephanopoulos the other day, when he did that interview, I don't understand Trump. I don't fucking understand him. You know, this is how I know he's telling the truth in everything that he says. People say he's a liar. He's maybe what he's saying isn't true, but he believes it, whatever he's saying. Because if he were lying about anything that he's saying, why would he give an interview to Bob fucking Woodward? Like 6 hours of tape. Bob Woodward of Woodward and Bernstein, the journalist team that took down Richard Nixon. Why would you talk to him if you had something to hide? He doesn't have anything to hide. That's the thing. He doesn't have anything to hide. Was giving an interview to Bob Woodward smart? No. No. No, not at all. Not at all. Don't give them anything. Don't give them an inch. Don't give them any ammunition because they're going to spin every narrative they can. They're all about narrative. And you doing an interview with that dickhead is just going to give them fodder for their narrative to try to spin things and make you look bad. There's no upside to it. Other than the counter narrative, like, if I had something to hide, would I talk to Bob fucking Woodward? That's the only counter narrative you have, really. Tonight's most peaceful protest in Portland involved mortar shells launched at a police building. The fireworks, not the military style. Wow. I'm going to show you guys something. This is one of my favorite YouTube channels. Let's see if it's up. Maybe it's, see if it's online right now. Yes, it is. Ooh. But, oh, okay. Yeah, it's going. All right. So, this is one of my favorite. Oh, Frog G knows what's up. I think I talked about this before. So RP Nation, this channel takes all of these anti-Tifa media kids, people who are media, and he toggles through them. Like there's a media channel. This is Twitch. There's one live stream on Facebook. There's another one on Twitch. Oh yeah, still going on. And so you can see on the ground coverage from the anti-Tifas right from their own eyes. So RP Nation. Right there. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like it looks pretty calm right there. I don't see any rioting or anything, but looks like there's a couple groups just roving around. Anyway, so that YouTube channel is insane. It's crazy. Because you know, seeing them up close doing all their shit is pretty wild. It is pretty wild. This is crazy. I hope my friends are safe and get to safety. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Agree. all these little tufts of hair. Read my other comment. Let's see. Oh, you noticed Nancy Pelosi didn't denounce the violence and rioting until someone dropped a deuce on her driveway. Oh, really? Is that when it happened? She's like, you know, this violence really needs to stop, and you need to get more fiber in your diet. Okay, just saying. Damn, that's funny shit, dude. Yeah, 2 days after that, or 2 days later after my man's took a dump on her driveway. She's such a fucking asshole. Everything's all good. Hey, you know, you can't go get your hair done because it's not safe. I'm gonna go get my hair did. Wait, girl, what do you mean? Oh, what? I'm not allowed to? Oh, it's a setup. What? No, you're not. No, you're not allowed to. Because of you. You said we're not allowed to. Oh, it's a setup. You're just trying to make me look bad. Bitch, what the fuck you mean? You made these rules. You and your nephew, Mr. Gavin Gruesome. That fucking shitbag. Dude, that guy, man. No wonder Kimberly Guilfoyle wanted out of that relationship, because that guy's a turd. You see her ice cream video? Oh my god. Yeah. What an asshole. I like really expensive gelatos. I like to keep my ice box full of gelato. Bitch, you know people are getting laid off and shit? Yeah, but I like to enjoy my time at home with my gelato. Ugh. Had to cough. Yeah, dude. These people are crazy hypocrites. That sounds like a Steiner defense. Don't go down this one-way street. I'm going down this one-way street. When people were at war over toilet paper. Dude. You know what's funny is... Well, I don't know about funny, but... Because I'm of the libertarian persuasion. Not saying I'm a prepper, but... We got supplies on hand. The second I heard about a pandemic breaking out in China, I told my wife, you need to get more water and extra toilet paper right now. This was months before. And I told her, I'm like, I said, these people are going to go nuts. Just get some extra. We'll get a few extra cases of water. We'll store them in the garage. The months before. Months. And then we got to watch in real time as people fucking lost their minds over toilet paper. And we're like, we already had all ours. We didn't go crazy. We just got a little bit, you know what I mean? A little bit of back stock. Nothing that you're going to be trying to use up for the next 10 years. It was just a few of those big bundles. That's it. Like 2 or 3 of them. Cuz you know, if we got quarantine in place for, 6 weeks, back stock for the back hole. That's right. Just a little bit, you know what I mean? Just a modest supply. Nothing crazy, nothing hoardy. Just be a little bit ready. We got some extra canned vegetables, a little extra than normal. We always keep some food on hand, some dry food, stuff that doesn't require a lot of cooking, just in case power goes out. Yeah, we talked about that, Simon. I remember that shit. Yeah, we were talking about this in the Discord. Yeah, I remember that. So, you know, it was no thing for us. We didn't get jammed by any runs at the store or anything like that. We already had all our stuff. You know, one thing I did enjoy though is the onset of it. It's like gas prices plummeted, dude. I live in California where they tax the shit out of gas and it's super expensive. Fuck. So for me, the gas prices was like super cheap. We almost got caught with our pants down, but we made it through. Now we have water and TP and other essentials built up just in case. Yeah. Do you see Lawani? And you oh no, sorry. I actually don't go DM hunting while I'm streaming. Let's see. There we go. First thing I see, Simon, first thing I see is the 4-booby stripper in the background. That's the first thing my eyes saw. Right when it opened, for some reason, my eyes just went right there. Like, ba-bing, ba-bing. So yeah. No, that's awesome. Let's see. Sorry, chat. It's like a little Victoria's Secret. You know, Simon's giving me a little sneak peeks. Sneak peeks. Nice. Picture of Nat. There it is. Sweet, man. Dude, I'm super excited. I can't wait. Can't wait to get on that. Hey, I got my 4 dislikes. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for my 4 dislikes. I love it. Think I know who that is. Let's see. Simon's Secrets. That's right. At one point, gas was $1 a gallon here in North Carolina during April. Dude, that's fucking insane, right? How dare he? How dare he, Color? I'm gonna dislike his stream. Thanks for the metrics, by the way. The dislikes, you know, they count. Thanks for helping to boost my stream in the algorithm. Feel free to dislike it every time I go live. I have a feeling it's more of a he CG's best colors. Oh, Simon, come on, man. Don't put that kind of pressure on me. Put that kind of pressure on me now. I mean, it's high praise, but shit. I appreciate it. I'm honored to have him on my team. Dude, you gonna make me cry and stuff. Make me tear up and things. Get all emotional and stuff on my stream. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. I can't wait. Super excited. Just adding a little bit of contrast here. Some highlights in some of these hair strands. So we want to give it some shape. Everybody getting mad at me over everything. How dare he put together a plastic robot on the stream? Dude, Micah, what the fuck, man? Why are you putting together robots and stuff? Micah Boucher, what you putting on robots for? What your mama tell you about robots? That there the devil. That's right. That there the Gundam. What you playing with that Gundam? Goddamn Gundam. Make me repeat myself. Them Gundam's the devil. Where says I put more time in her gun than the 4 booby lady. Yeah. I mean, I can see it. There's a lot of detail in that gun. Let's see. Let's get a little idea of what kind of contrast we got here. Yeah, we need some more layers there. Okay. Highlight right there. My Gundam collection is a Satan shrine now. Not the first hobby, yeah. My next Gundam Plus stream will be called Matawash. Doesn't want you to watch this. I have it on good authority that Matawash does not want you to watch this stream. Watch at your own peril. Please tune in to the Daily Wire. Daily Wire. I don't know how you would say that shit. Shame for display. You have dishonored my people. I shall now extract payment from your behind. Impossible. Got to say, I'm trying to learn as much as I can from these streams. Helped me a lot because I was more of a painter than a colorist before. Oh, well, that's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, all I'm doing is I'm looking at the light source. I've kind of determined the light source coming from above here, right? Based on the highlights that are in the grayscale and a little bit of reflection off here, some of that. And I'm not really giving any credence to these gems yet, really giving any light strong enough to cast a shadow, so I'm not really adding that into the lighting scheme just yet. And through a series of cuts and gradients, I'm just trying to raise certain elements up off of one another so that they sit a little higher, and they're, you know, trying to say, like, that piece right there getting some light. And I'd say Bogdan, for my style, one of the most important thing, when I make a cut, I make sure my brush is never bigger than the height of the cut. It's always smaller. So that way I get some hard edges side to side, and the edges are gradients to invisible, right? It gradates away. So the cut and grad, I need my brush to be smaller than the height of the selection. So if I make a selection like right here, like that, make it actually a good selection, like that, I want my brush to be no bigger than really that. And then if I work it back and forth, notice the tips, top and bottom, those gradate to nothing. And then make another little interior selection. And then now I'm going to favor one side so that this part is highlighted, that part goes to 0. And so it looks like more light is hitting it and it's fading out of the light source. So those are subtleties. I like to stack those gradients on top of each other to create that. So same thing here. I'm favoring one side of this ribbon of hair, kind of pushing it to the left side of it, staying at the top, leaving the bottom to fade out. You know, each one of those things, as you stack those gradients up, they create shape. And some of these shapes are already there because, you know, Odie put some grayscale in the background already. Instead of screen tone, he did gray wash in some places. So I needed to defeat that gray wash a little bit in certain places in order to add value. So I'm just looking at the shapes and I'm trying to say to myself, this shape is higher. It's higher up. So which part of it would be higher? Well, this part of the eye socket raises up a little bit and then it swoops down into the eye socket, or the side of the eye swoops down into the socket. So right about here is where that's at. If my light source is here, it's probably going to hit this side a little bit brighter than it will underneath here. So I'm going to add a little bit of a gradient there. And then I'm going to go in and make a smaller selection. Make my brush even smaller than that. And I'm going to favor one side of this and give it a little bit of heat. That way, if I'm thinking about where the light source is, light source coming in this way, it's because of the slope of the underside of the eye there. This part kind of curves back this way and points back upward. So I think I can say that the light is going to hit that part less than it's going to get hit right there. So that's what I'm thinking about whenever I'm doing this. Thinking about the form. How is the light hitting the form? Again, this part, the lid here, we could, if we wanted to get really cheeky, we can make a thin little selection like that. We could, we're in the wrong place there. We could screen off a little bit of a little highlight there. And we could even say, since this is swooping upward, we don't necessarily want that swoop as part of it, but we could make a bulbous kind of a selection right there and favor the top edge, because the light would be coming there and hitting that curve as it pops, the ear pops up. You could even get a little bit further with that, make a smaller selection and favor the top edge, or we could say the light's probably hitting a little bit more directly. So I'm just thinking about the form. Always thinking about the form. Form and light, how they interact with each other. Same here. This rendering, these rendering lines right here, these crosshatches tell me that that's probably a combination of both fur and a plane that's facing away from the light. These hatches can be both fur and rendering as well. And I see crosshatches here, which crosshatches usually mean less light. It's a bit of gray. So if that's a plane that's facing away from the light source, then I could say reasonably that this is a plane that is actually facing the light source. Give that a little bit of light. The rendering, the cross hatching is your Rosetta Stone to light. Pay attention to where the hatches are coming from. It'll help define what planes are facing the light, what planes are facing away from the light. Like we can say this little bump right here probably has some light on it. Little tiny bit right here on this lip. There's a little high spot there, just a touch, just a tiny bit. Same here, little tiny bit there, little tiny bit there. We're just gonna swipe across both those at the same time. These are all subtle things. When we zoom out, can't necessarily make out any one detail, but whenever we turn it off, you know, contrast goes away. by a lot. So same idea here. This is the bottom lip. That plane, top of the bottom lip, is facing upward. So we can say, we can make a selection that's kind of like this and give it some light. And then we can make another selection on either side to separate the lips out. Little gradient there. Little gradient there. Just kind of define that plane a little bit better. Sometimes Odie gets a little sloppy with his screen, with his ink washers and shit. Just kind of work my way through it. Can't really edit them too much because they're baked into the line art. All right. Couple little pieces there. All right, I'll come back to that. I might add a little bit more detail there, but let's see. We're going to do some of the chest here. Chest, I'm going to make... My editor calling me a doomer. Oh, no. All right, man. Make a big ovular selection right here. First step. Is we're going to give it a little bit of light value. Next, we're going to make another selection here. Make another selection right here. Another selection right here. Then we're going to make a specular highlight right there. Another one right there. Another one right there. Now we'll just hit it with open brush just to blend a little bit. All right. So next thing, make a selection like that. We're going to favor the top edge. Make another selection. Swipe across them all at once. It's a little too hot. There we go. One specular there. Okay. And we'll add a little selection right here. Let's go right across. Like that. Let's give it a little one right here. How are we doing on time? 1:59. Okay. We've been live for 2 hours and 30 minutes. There we go. All right. Now what we need to do is we need to give this a little rim light because it is inset slightly, but we want to give kind of this bezel that the gem sits in a little top highlight. We're going to give it now one little specular highlight on the edge. This is kind of have to be done with over ink glows, but can still lighten some value. Although subtle, whatever shows through can actually be lightened a little bit. Because we'll do this over the ink. Alright, so we got another little highlight there. Before I get too much further, let me see about let's see if I should use let's use a tone from the background here. That's a good tone. All right. Let's go to 20% flow. We'll put some underglow. This is all on top of the ink, so it's actually coloring the line. So we're looking at the rendering, right? We can see if we look at the crosshatches here. So we got crosshatches going along the top. We got none in the middle here. It's a highlight. We got a little bit of crosshatches going right in the middle, through the middle of the muscle. Then there's a place right here, just below the center, the terminating line of the muscle, where you got sideways hatches, which shows a little bit of value, and then more crosshatches along the bottom. This tells me that that is a rim light. Reflected light coming up right there. That's how you read the inks on that. It's reflected light. I gotta get the red energy signature in there as well, because he's transforming and his psionic color is red. You can see his gems are all red. So this glow is all gonna be it's gonna be red, but it's gonna be much more intense than this. I've got it laid in pretty weak at the moment, but it'll be much, much brighter. Okay. That feels pretty good. We need a little bit more contrast. Just a touch around these undersides. The beauty of doing it here, see, I'm doing it on a special effects layer. It's filled with black and set in screen mode. If I want to erase any of this, all I just need to do is paint in black. Using screen mode. Screen mode's probably making it come out a little too slow, but Okay, now we need to add a little bit of reflected rim light from the side muscles here. See you next time. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Lord Finatra. Appreciate you, brother. I'll send you off with a one of them. Appreciate you. All right. It's a good amount of reflection there. Let's toggle it real quick. Yep. Feels good. Okay. Yeah, we're about to end for the night too. It's 2:11 in the morning. I should get some sleep. But hey, what's up, Liam? This transformation's turning out really iconic, man. What do you think of that shit? I think it's turned out good. I like it. I like it. I need to get all the red energy in there, but like the musculature, I think that all looks really strong. A lot more rendering to do, though. Let's see. Which one should do that? Under the ink. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I might want to do that under the ink. Make a copy of this shit. Yeah, let me find a brush here that I want to use. Give that a go. All right. Let's see it 100%. See what we get here. Is that linear dodge? Let's look at some blend modes here. Overlay is pretty strong. Maybe hard light's probably the best. Yeah, hard light might be the best there. I wonder if that will. Can I put a. really delicate. I'm the wrong mouse. It's not really doing what I'm wanting to do here. Their glow isn't really. It kinda is, but not quite. Maybe I'll do this in Procreate. Probably just use a light pen. Yeah, we'll probably just use a light pen. What do you think, Liam? Pretty iconic, huh? Maybe hard light's not what I want. Overlay takes on yellow. Linear dodge is actually not bad. I think linear dodge is the best. So I want these blown out bright spots. That's working out pretty good. Let's see. Let's go around. Let's throw a round on it. 30% might be too much. That's good. Trim the panel borders afterward. halo in there. Although we'll get some because of the contrast overlay. Yeah, I'm mad at that at all. Okay. See if we can make that continue to work here. Curves around. All right, once we trim that out of the panel border, we'll see. Yeah, let's apply all the glow first. It's too big. Hey, what's up, MBM Gamer? How you doing? All right. A little faint glow of red. Okay. Let's see how this brush handles that. to go back and Procreate and still. All right, let's trim this out real quick and get a good look at it. All right, if we fill with black here and there. It's the beauty of working non-destructible. Everything's reversible. Might still need to go into Procreate. This is looking okay. It's not quite the impact that I want though, so I'll see. Maybe. Maybe we'll see what kind of impact I can get. Various brushes here. All right, we need a soft round here. We need to add some glow, some big glow to this. Let's still want the It's not bad. A little dab of red light and most of the highlights. Starting to get the characteristic that I'm looking for. Just giving it glow a little bit at a time. Well, and that even works really well in CMYK too. Fuck yeah. So, CMYK, RGB, there's like no change. It's the perfect red. Hell yeah. Put it on the claw there. Kind of liking the way it's going. All right, what time is it? 2:38. I think it's about time I end the stream, friends. I gotta go to bed. But we made some good progress tonight. Made some real good progress on this piece. Let's see. We merge my. We did. Merge my renders into my flats somewhere along the lines, but that's okay. Because we shall do this. Wait, what? Hold on a second. Good night, buddy. Later, everyone. Page is done. I'm officially done with Tales from the Knapverse 1. Nice, buddy. Congrats. 7,000 history states. What the fuck? Yeah, how far back did I fucking merge the flats? Some weird shit right there. That's okay. We've got it. We got our flats situated. Colors. All right. So, let's see. Looks like we gotta render one more hand. We'll do a little bit with the mouth. Put some blood on their faces. Render his hair and his hoodie. And, yeah, this page will be close to being done. What y'all think? Yeah. Let's look at those inks. So here's the ink. Lot of value, lot of dark contrast. And now the colored version. So you can see the contrast overlay that I do, this technique that I use. See how much further forward the character is, that Balvor is, than just the plain ink. Thanks, Felix. Appreciate it, man. So, all right. Well, that's going to be it for me tonight. Let me give you some of these as payment for hanging out. Oh, man. Sometimes sound effects are good, and sometimes they just end with, you know, like... they fall flat. Oh man, my Stream Deck, I've got so many stupid sounds on it. I've got a bunch of sounds. Like I got the sound of Goofy falling off a cliff. I've got a minigun.
Surprise, motherfucker. You can't handle the truth.
No, you can't.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Too much fun. All right. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow coloring some more. I might color offline, but I don't know. Depends on what time I get off work. Today I got off work relatively late and I still streamed. So hopefully I'm able to muster the strength to go live. And we'll color some more. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow.